Hello again, everybody. Portly Paladin back here again for another update. Having a great day today, actually. Having a fantastic day, to be honest. First thing this morning, I went to a job interview that went very well. Haven't heard exact information from them yet. They haven't offered me the position or anything like that, but I still say that the interview went very well. I think I was very charming. I think I really impressed them. I made a very good impression. I'm hoping to hear back from them very soon, so that maybe I can report to you that I'll have a job soon. But keep that in mind and think about me and keep that sort of in the back of your mind for the next couple of days and sort of push out the good vibes, and hopefully they will offer me the job soon. But then on top of that good part of my day, since the interview was very early, it was actually at 8:30 this morning, the earliest interview I've ever been on. I got done with that and was home pretty quickly, so that my day felt like it got started sooner. I got something big out of the way. I stopped and got gas and did a few things. So I got some chores and different things out of the way, errands and stuff that I had to run pretty quickly. So by the time I got home, everything was mostly done. Now, I went out last night with my wife and sister-in-law and some friends. We went to go see my good buddy Vincent Holiday. Vincent Holiday is a stand-up comedian, and he is funny as hell. You can check him out right here on YouTube at The Angry Bacon. That's his YouTube channel. I'll make sure to link it here, and also you can see him on Rooftop Comedy. It's the YouTube channel for our local comedy club here in Cincinnati. Go Bananas. He was fighting for the funniest comedian in Cincinnati last night. Did not win, which I am very disappointed in because I do think he was the best comedian that was there. I don't just say that because I know him. I am very subjective when it comes to comedy, and I only like what I think is funny. And now there were fairly a good number of good comedians there last night, but I think that he was the best of them all. But he didn't win, and that was kind of sad. But on a good note, after that, since I got home this morning, I was a little bit tired since we went out last night and I got home late. I was kind of worried that getting home late meant that I was going to have a bad interview, but it didn't. I had a good interview. So I went to the interview, came home, had a healthy breakfast, and I weighed myself. That's really what I wanted to get into. I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 473. To be honest, the scale kept fluctuating between 472 and 473, so it could be, in between. It could even be 472. It could just be the way I was standing on it, but we'll go with 473. That means I lost 2 pounds this week. 2 pounds isn't a lot, but it's a loss. It's something that I haven't had in the last couple weeks. I'm happy about that. It also meant that those little tokens I showed you, I got to pull 2 out of the pounds to lose bucket and drop them into the pounds lost bucket. That was satisfying. I very much enjoyed doing that. So, yeah, that, definitely love it. Yeah, so there we are. Another piece of good news that I had to pass along is Gen Con. I mentioned that last time in the video, that, things had happened and it wasn't looking like I was going to go. Well, my sister-in-law, God love her, saw that video and got a little upset with me because I was not going to go. She felt that it was very important that I do go, that I deserved it for all the hard work I've done. So she is making it possible for me to go. So thank her. Thank you very much, Megan. I very much appreciate it. What she is going to do is she is going to drive myself and my wife to Indianapolis from here in Cincinnati. She's going to drop me off at the convention, and then her and my wife are going to go ahead and have an adventure there in Indianapolis for the day. And that means that I get to be the press correspondent at Gen Con for DoucheyDM.com, which I am very excited by. I've been writing articles for that blog for a little while now. Went on a little bit of a hiatus because of doing this, the weight loss, other things that I've been doing. That kind of was another thing that I sort of dropped by the wayside, along with doing these videos back then. But now I'm kind of getting back into the groove. I just wrote one today. It's called Making the Most of One Day at Gen Con. It's something that I did last year, was just one day, and I sort of picked up quickly. Some tips and some hints for having a good day at Gen Con. So I sort of threw those ideas together into an article and posted that today. Again, that's on douchedm.com. Link should be somewhere on here in just a minute. Let's put it there. How about that? Yeah, so you should see the link right about there, and go on, check it out. And it's a pretty good site, lots of gaming information, really good tutorials. I highly recommend my own series, and I don't just say that's because it's mine, but it is one of the most highly read group of articles that are on the site, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback from it, saying this really taught a lot of people some great things, and that is my what I learned about GMing series. Basically it's like a how to GM type series. I think it's a 6-part series where I kind of go through the steps of what I learned when I first started out running games. And I really think it's very informative. Kind of goes through all the things that I screwed up when I started, so that you don't have to screw those things up, and you can do a better job running games yourself. And kind of, it's the sort of thing that I wanted to have out there to read when I first started GMing and running games. So now you have it. So check that out if you're interested at all. Next thing that happened today, you guys might not be at all interested in this, but I am, is I'm a big fan of the Happy Jacks RPG podcast. I think I've mentioned that on here maybe once or twice before. Stu, Kimmy, Stork, Jib, Tyler, CA Dave, Bill, all those people that are part of that podcast. They're great people. And a while back, I decided that after having, I believe they're up to 8 seasons now, 8 seasons of shows that I listened to that were hilarious. They were, dare I say, amazing. And if you listen to the podcast, you understand why I said it like that. If you don't listen to the podcast, you won't understand, but you should. So go do that. Anyway, yeah, so they had a contest recently about gaming where they had everyone write a 1-page scenario, 1-page adventure, front and back. Sort of detailing an entire adventure, no system whatsoever, no mechanics, just basically the story, characters, things like that, on what would end up being 1 page front and back. And they had a contest. Everybody write these up, send them in. I believe they had well over 40 entries. They voted on these and came up with and had prizes and gave out awards. Now, I did not win the first place or even second place, but I did win an honorable mention. So they sent me this wonderful certificate. It's an honorable mention for best use of haiku in a scenario. So I like that one a lot. I had mentioned a while back that to Stu, on a video he had, there was a little sticker on his GM screen that I thought was the logo, and I said, hey, I want some of those stickers. I'll buy some of those stickers. So we got some made, and he sent me some of those. And then I also won these. These are amazing. I play a decent amount of Savage Worlds, and in Savage Worlds you use poker cards for initiative. But what's amazing about these cards is the art on them. These are awesome. I mean, it makes me want to write a game specifically for using these cards. It's just, they are amazing. I love them a lot. So, yeah, these are awesome. These are a good prize. So even if I hadn't gotten anything but these, I would have been happy. If I would have just gotten the certificate and the stickers, I would have been ecstatic. But throwing these in on top really kind of just seals the deal. Makes me realize, again, that since I made a chainmail version of this logo, it was like this big, that I sent to them, it was definitely well worth it. Great people, great bunch of guys. When I sent them that chainmail banner that I made, I also sent along this, the Savage Worlds Deluxe Edition hardcover, and they signed it for me. It's pretty freaking awesome. I really appreciate that. When I'm going to Gen Con this year, I plan to stop by the Pinnacle booth, and I'm going to work my way through the people listed here. Shane Lacey Hensley, Clinton Jody Black, Matthew Cutter, John Goff, Joel Kinsel, Peter Corris, Jordan Peacock, Taylor and Simon Lucas. Any of those people, if you watch this, and I highly doubt you do, but if you do, and you're at Gen Con, and you're at the booth, please sign my book. Please. I've got all the Happy Jacks crew over here. I would love to add in the Pinnacle crew over here. Something I want to do. I think that would be awesome. So that is my wonderful day. It's not much could get better than that, honestly. It's been a great day. I'm really enjoying myself today. About to go have some lunch. I really honestly don't know what I'm going to have today. It's been a bit of a crazy day with all these things going on. Well, I don't really have a recipe for you this time around, but let me talk about what I had for breakfast. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I don't think I have. But it's a low point breakfast that I like to have quite often because it is so easy to make and it is pretty quick and also very low in points. What I do is 2 pieces of whole grain wheat toast that's sugar free. We have a brand here, Kroger, the Private Selection. If you take your Weight Watchers calculator with you and check out the bread, this particular bread is only 1 point per slice, so 2 slices of that's going to be 3 points. You always round up. And then you take 1 whole egg, 3 egg whites. Crack an egg into a bowl, crack 3 more eggs, separate out the yolks. I just use the shells to just get the white in there. Scramble those up real good and beat them up really well. Put about a tablespoon of margarine. The margarine we use is only 1 point per tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of margarine in there. And then scramble those eggs up. Pretty good. So that right there, 1 tablespoon of margarine, 1 egg, 3 egg whites. That comes out to be 4 points. Toast, 3 points. That's 7 points. Now, since I have a decent number of points per day, being a bigger guy, I am supposed to be at around 65 points. What I do is I put about another half a tablespoon of margarine on each piece of toast, put those scrambled eggs right on top, a little bit of salt and pepper to season. Perfect breakfast. Add in some fruit. Got a well-rounded breakfast for 0 points on the fruit, total of about 8 points, and it's really filling, very fulfilling, and it's a nice healthy breakfast. So there you go. Not really a recipe. Guess it kind of is a recipe, but that's one of my favorite breakfasts. So there you are. One of my favorite breakfasts for you. And this is the Portly Paladin signing off and reminding you to keep waging your war against your waistline. You have a great day, everybody.